firstly, have you learned anything interesting or surprising since getting out of the house last night?
Anything interesting or surprising? Actually, yeah, about Godfrey. I always knew he was a super smart guy, but I never would have guessed that. I knew he was super smart. I knew his game was underrated. I even pushed for the guy in the jury, but yeah, even smarter than I thought.
Yep.
Did you vote for Godfrey to win because you felt that he had played the best game, or because you had a better relationship with him than you did with Sarah?
That's a good question. I knew how good Godfrey's game was. That guy is the best player. It was actually so good that it was underrated. I felt that people didn't see what he did. I saw what he was doing. I loved it. I was a big fan of it. I also did have a good connection with him, but in my eyes, he was the best player. Like I said, to the point where nobody saw what he was doing. And it kind of bit him, which kind of sucked.
So would you have voted for Godfrey then if it had been him and Ashley in the final two as well?
100%. He had the best game of the season in my eyes. Sarah played a great game. I don't want to take anything away from her. She's a great, great player. In my eyes,
how do you think the rest of the jury would have voted if he had taken Ashley?
You know, I think he would have won. I think a couple of those votes would have swayed over, and I think he could have done it. I really do. I truly believe it.
So you often said that Sarah was trying to rally the girls to align together. Do you feel that saying that so often kind of forced her to try to align with the girls?
I don't want to say it forced her, but I knew she was trying to do that. It's to the point where she was all about girls, girl power, which is great, and she even openly said, "I will not put a girl up or send a girl home." You can't say that in this house, but well, maybe I'm wrong because she won. But in my eyes, I saw that as, listen, guys, we gotta open our eyes. She's only putting guys up, and there's only so many guys, so it gives her so many targets. Let's open our eyes. Let's play smart. But you know, when guys, you put a bunch of guys in front of each other and they're big threats, they're gonna try to get each other out because they see a guy as another threat. It's just the way it is, and I tried to change that. It didn't happen.
Absolutely. So what did you think about all the twists this season? Which one was the craziest, and was it at all too much?
You know, as a player, it's tough. You know, it's tough to play with a bunch of twists. But as a fan, I can understand. You know, fans like to see that kind of stuff. As a player, probably not so much. The biggest twist, I'm going to be a little biased here. The twist that got me home. You know, I always said, you know, you never want to feel safe in this house, and I never felt safe ever in this house until that week. It was probably the day before. I said, listen, I've been back against the wall all this time. For once, I feel safe. I want to shake that out because I don't want to feel safe, because that's when you get voted out of the house. It happened.
So if not for that twist that sent you out, what would your game plan have been moving forward, and how far do you think that you would have gotten?
That's a tough question. My game plan going forward, I was still gunning for Zach. He was still my target. I needed to break those three up. I was not going for Brittany. I actually wanted to take Brittany or Godfrey to the final two. But in the game, it's hard to explain that. You don't want to give too much, and you know, it's one of those things. Is you see what you believe what you see, and actions always speak louder than words. I saved Zach to keep him in front of me as a shield because I knew Sarah was gunning for him and everybody else. And at the same time, it put me in a position that if one side won, they would go after the other big dog. If Zach's side won, he would go for Sarah. So that's what I tried to position. I ran out of time. I didn't get to make my plan go into effect, so it bit me.
Very interesting. So what was your favorite part about the entire experience? Is there anything in particular that stands out?
You know what, I've got to say, just literally, and I know it's a weird answer, but everything. The entire experience from start to finish, I loved it. I wouldn't change anything. But if I had to give one experience, one thing that I love the most, I would say my week as HOH. You know, I really wanted to see my kids. I really wanted a letter from home, and that right there just gave me that fire to push through that competition, and I beasted out. I did throw a few competitions. I did keep it low key. I tried to be the old guy. I grew up my beard a bit. You know, I tried to play that up a bit. But the most exciting time, I'd say, was my letter from home, my pictures from my kids, and that birthday card from my kids was unbelievable. I love that.
Lastly, do you have any final thoughts on your game or the season as a whole?
You know what, I hope, I haven't seen any episodes or anything, I hope the season went great. You know, I came to bring entertainment, so you want to know about my game? I came to bring a show for Canada. I'm the kind of guy, I love when things flip. I don't like when it's, you know, like a 10-0, 9-0, 8-0, I don't like that. I want excitement, I want to entertain the fans. You know, I was lucky enough to be put on the show, I wanted to give back, and that's what my whole thing was. So anytime I had a little bit of power, I wanted to use it. If I could sway someone, I wanted to sway them. I always wanted to bring the excitement, and I hope I did.
Definitely. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys.